Hello everybody, it is Adam from SoGoSurvey, and today I'm here to talk about how to tackle customer experience in times of crisis. So, without further ado, let's dive right into it. In today's video, I'm going to provide 6 tips on how to handle customer experience in times of crisis. And you may be wondering, is customer experience really that important right now? The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on us all, but especially those on the front lines, including doctors, police officers, truck drivers, grocery store clerks, and other service providers. These hardworking frontline workers deserve our deep appreciation for their ongoing services and dedication. How are your frontline employees doing? The impact on your public-facing employees is likely to impact the customer experience you're able to provide. And frontline employees deserve appreciation for successfully managing your brand reputation and business success during stressful times. Tip number 1, offer emotional support. Sales representatives are going to be under pressure to address the concerns of stressed out customers and prospects. Now, those customer training efforts to encourage empathy and build personalized relationships really come into play. So show your customers that you care about them because they care that you care. The experiences your CX representatives provide will define customers' impressions of the company for years to come. Empower agents to help solve customer challenges by correcting mistakes, offering options, or being more flexible on policies. Tip number 2, keep your promises. During a crisis of any kind, whether it's a pandemic or a product recall, it's critical to deliver on promises to your customers. And honesty is the best policy, so take responsibility for what you can control and find a way to reestablish the promise of reliability and accountability. This need for reliability should also be reflected in your brand's external communications. If your business has always worked to offer a personalized service, for instance, now is not the time to be generic with things. Remaining true to your brand's DNA, even in high-pressure situations, helps customers feel that their expectations are still being met. Number 3, focus on simplicity. A crisis is not the time to weigh your customers down with fine print and conditions to be met and so on. Those in need want a simple answer to their questions or a straightforward resolution of their issue. So keep customer interactions simple and solution-oriented rather than getting into the details of the internal situation. Streamlining processes and ensuring people get to the right person and right answer the first time can make a big difference to customer satisfaction. A CX playbook or reference can be invaluable in providing support for your team and consistency for your customers. Anticipate the difficult questions customers will ask and then prepare your frontline employees with clear, concise answers. Support your people by putting a crisis management plan in motion. So tell your employees about any policy changes, make readily accessible any dates customers may need to know, and develop talking points or scripts that can help employees navigate the new reality. Tip number 4, be wary of automation. As always, you want to strike a personal note in your interactions with customers, and while it can be difficult at the best of times and extremely challenging during a crisis, be empathetic, be clear, be consistent, realistic, and be helpful. And you might need to bring in additional support, however, you should be cautious about automating your response. Help Scout notes that, quote, while workflows can really help manage the load, a crisis is typically not the time to experiment with automatic responses to customers, unquote. Tip number 5, prioritize the health and wellness of your people. During the best of times, the hardest part of a customer experience job is handling disgruntled people. A crisis is likely to tip the balance towards more upset and unsettled customers who are quicker to lose patience. And meeting each of these customers with professional courtesy, respect, and empathy can be wearing. So in a situation like the COVID-19 pandemic, your employees are also dealing with their own stressors. Whether it's professional or personal issues, there is a lot going on in this crisis. So help your frontline CX workers avoid burnout by prioritizing their health and wellness. Here are just a few examples of how you can make your CX workers' lives just a little bit easier during this tough time. And tip number 6, learn from one crisis. When you come out of the other side of a crisis, your business will breathe a collective sigh of relief. Do pat each other on the back and acknowledge everyone's hard work. But don't move on so quickly that you overlook the importance of debriefing before things go back to normal. What can you learn from one crisis that can help shape your crisis management planning for the future? Seek input from everyone, customers, frontline CX workers, managers, and more, to see what went well and what needs to improve. Have these discussions while the most recent crisis is still on everyone's mind. Then take advantage of the calm between the storms to better prepare for the next crisis that might come your way. To wrap things up here, providing a positive customer experience in a crisis requires your frontline workers to be at the top of their game. You'll want to offer consistent, high-quality support in times of trouble because it is a great way to build brand loyalty. Doing your company's best in difficult times is not only rewarding, but it also builds relationships and reputations. So, are you ready to measure and improve customer experience in the best and worst of times? Create a vision, understand your customers, and act upon employee feedback. If you all would like to read more about how to tackle customer experience in times of crisis, we have a blog about it on our website. Also, please follow us at SoGoSurvey on our various social media platforms down below. You can also reach us at 1-800-646-0520 or email us at support1@sogosurvey.com. Thank you all so much for tuning into this episode. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you tune into next episode as well. Thank you all so much. Please stay safe out there and have a wonderful week.